It might be spring break, but school's in session today on the Express, and we're learning all about
Science Alive!
At SFU in Burnaby. Also on today's show,
it really gives you a sense of what it's like to be there for 40 days.
Deanne Whalen's intimate and intense documentary, 40 Days at Base Camp.
We also went north to Iguazu.
A page in the life of Mahara Sinclair's The Laughing Boomer.
Baby tomatoes, bacon.
Whistler's Top Chef Canada tasting menu, and the competitor who created it. And later, on Quality Assured Collision Road Trip,
we're going on a real road trip. Dallas Road in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. You ready?
See that and more local expression. Welcome to the Express, only on Shaw TV. I'm Johanna Ward.
I'm Miranda.
And I'm Jillian.
That's right. I've got co-host today on the Express because we're talking about science. And why are we talking about that?
Because March is Youth Science Month in Canada.
That's right. So we're going to learn about the Science Alive program that did what last year?
Science Alive reached over 8,000 kids all over BC last year.
That's right. So we're going to learn more about that here at SFU, but also something that happened last year. A local filmmaker debuted her documentary, 40 Days at Base Camp. And now, you guys, it's touring Canada.
40 Days at Base Camp is an 88-minute length documentary. It is about a climbing season at Mount Everest. We follow 3 teams right from the beginning through to the end of their climb, but it's also a very experiential film. It really gives you a sense of what it's like to be there for 40 days, and in that way it captures in a cinema verite way just the day-to-day of base camp.
People who want to climb the highest mountain in the world who have very limited climbing experience.
Today it's going not good.
During the season that Deanne made this film, over 800 people attempted to climb Mount Everest, each one staying the 40 days at base camp that it takes to acclimatize to the altitude and attempt to summit.
I have a group of people at sea level. I take them to the summit of Mount Everest. They'll all go unconscious within 2 minutes.
A lot of people wanted to be in the film. It wasn't a problem finding subjects. And the condition of them being involved was that I would give them a camera. I would train them how to use that camera. In some cases they had their own. And they would keep video diaries of themselves as they summited the mountain.
Base camp at 17,000 feet, and it was the darkest place I've ever been to in my life.
40 Days at Base Camp screened to great acclaim at last year's Vancouver International Film Festival and is currently touring across the country.
Victoria's confirmed. I think most of Vancouver Island's confirmed now. And where else are we at there? And Montreal. I think it's a great film. Naturally, it took me 2 years to make. It's an independent film. You're supporting independent art if you come to it, but it's just beautiful. My DOP, Andrew, is a great cameraman. I shot second camera. The cinematography is spectacular. It's a compelling story, and it's your chance to get the experience of being on Everest and living through a climbing season without going through the hardship that I did for 40 days.
We're going to send the poster, so I'm going to send that to you right now.
In Vancouver, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
We'll deal with some of the corporate stuff. So let's get the video.
You can buy the DVD at the website. What's that website again, Mina?
40daysatbasecamp.com.
Great. Deanne's next project, it's going to be in the Amazon. Sachi, have you ever been to the Amazon?
No.
Would you like to go there?
Yeah.
What do you think you might see from a Science Alive perspective in the Amazon?
Maybe different types of beetles, trees, and plants.
Yeah, I think so. What do you think you might see?
Animal skin.
Yeah, I think so. Do you think you might travel the world one day?
Yeah.
Definitely, hey? And you know, you can too. As you'll see in this next story, it's not just for the young, but for the young at heart.
Traveling the world with sometimes just a backpack is a college norm. But Mahara Sinclair makes it part of her retirement.
It was a lifelong dream that I travel around the world. In my late 50s, my husband was wanting to retire, so we decided that this would be a good time to do it. So what we did is we sold our house and a lot of the possessions in our house, which took us about 6 months.
And with the profits from the sale, they set off on a 3-year adventure to 46 countries.
We did really fall in love with Buenos Aires, and we spent about a year there, and it's just a wonderful city that we could sort of get into and actually live there. Then we also went north to Iguazu. The Iguazu Falls is very famous for their different birds.
Traveling may also be cheaper than you think.
When you have a $250 a month storage bill, that's pretty different than maintaining a big house. And don't forget that many countries in the world are much less expensive. This is like 20 pockets. Here are my little small binoculars. Well, you can never have too many of these SD cards. Always carry a flashlight.
Mahara also preaches what she practices.
This book is actually for people who are thinking about retirement, and it's looking at all the values and your goals, your interests, your relationships, your family, your home, your possessions, and trying to come up with a plan for after you retire.
She says the only time is now.
It's important to do the things you want to do while you still are strong and vital.
For The Express in White Rock, I'm Gatiwe Brett.
Mahara speaks at the Canadian Association of Retired Persons event in White Rock on March the 23rd, and you can get more information at the website carp.ca. And we have all generations covered on today's Express. Coming up, we're going to meet more of the kids from SFU's Science Alive program. But right now, we're joining Nicole Fitzgerald in Whistler, who's getting us hungry for good food and good TV.
That's right, Johanna. It's almost too beautiful to eat. Almost. We're going to meet one of the top Chef Canada competitors here at the Barefoot Bistro. Forget the butter, forget the boiling water. This chef cooks with liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen? Probably good for these young scientists. As for me, I'm just excited about Top Chef Canada. Looking forward to seeing that later on today's Express, along with these stories.
Yeah, It's not about fame or popularity for me. It's about doing something that I love.
The song and story behind Richmond's rising star, Christy Young.
You got water, you got mountains, and you got the cool breakwater.
A quality-assured collision road trip click of the camera that makes you feel like you could walk on water.
I mean, it's paradise. Seriously, it really is.
The Express, only on Shaw TV.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by...
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Johanna Ward.